Welcome in, everybody, to Wednesdays at the Wink here right across the street from Walsh University. And today I'm joined by some special guys here, Kyrie Fox and Thad Van Dalen, as they are celebrating the first ever program victory. Man, when I say that to you guys, just in its inaugural season, you guys, I guess when you look back on this, man, in history, where this thing might be a long time after you guys are gone, to know that you guys brought this campus its first ever victory in sprint football. We're a part of the inaugural season, the first ever team to be put together here under Coach Lamar Stewart. What was Saturday like for the both of you?
You got Saturday. It was high intense, really high intense. We came off of a 2-loss game streak from the previous 2 weeks, and I guess we just had the mindset to get our first win before we leave our home games.
Yeah.
We had 3 straight home games, so just to get a win before we left.
I mean, Saturday was just like a product from the week. Like throughout the week, we knew like what we had to do to step it up. Like practice-wise, we knew we had to amp it up because we didn't want to just continue the losses. So we knew we needed to make a change. So during practices, we brought the intensity, and then it carried over to Saturday. And I feel like we were well prepared, and then got it done. So.
TJ Downing here at the Winking Lizard. Again, Wednesdays at the Wink feature that we do every week as we featured all the different fall sports teams here on campus. And, one of the things that's been exciting for me, not only covering you guys, but all of the other fall sports programs, when we get a chance to get out there and see the support, on the homestand sides, everybody kind of gearing up as you guys were getting ready to give Coach Lamar Stewart the Gatorade bath and celebrating all that. For you guys to see the energy that's been brought forth here for this first year, to look up in those stands and see that they're packed and that there's the support and the vibe on campus that's gotten behind you guys, that's got to be a pretty special feeling as well, right?
For sure, yeah.
Definitely.
When you for you, man, I had a chance to dap you up, give you a little love there at the end of the game the other day. You had your pick six.
Right.
That was really kind of what got the game started, going in the right direction for you guys. Talk about what you saw on that play and really how the defense kind of rallied around you after that play.
All right, so it was like a zone. So we had a zone called in the defense, and then they had trips. But so I took the 2-man out, he was running a 5-yard out, so I was kind of over that just in case he threw it there. But then out of the corner of my eye, I saw the 3 do it a 10-yard out, and I just saw the QB's eyes look at the third guy. So then I planted, and then I went back to go in front of the 3, and then I was able to jump it and then take it back. So
yeah, defensively, you guys have really you guys got after Oakland City. Really, when you guys went down and broke back the film and kind of self-scouted yourselves and what you guys were showing and how you guys were able to take advantage of them. And even going back to the first loss against Midway, that was a ball game you guys were in, very easily could have won. What are some things about this defense that most people don't know that really kind of is the footprint of what you guys do?
Just the coverages and the way that Coach Stewart just has us playing. It's just it's so hard to know what we're doing, and it's just easy to disguise. Like QBs, it's hard to read the defense just because the coverage that we're in. The corner doesn't have a specific role ever. He can drop. He has his fourth, but he jumps stuff. And it's just the ability for us just to jump routes, and the defense, it just gives us the upper hand and just be able to make plays. So.
When we flip to the other side of the ball, Kyrie, playing the quarterback position, it's never easy, right? You're kind of the general out there. You're kind of leading everybody. When you have a guy like Keon Hawkins Sims out there, man, making the plays that he did, having that trust and that faith in him, and really everybody around you, from your offensive line to the running game. What's kind of been the footprint or the pulse of the offense for the Walsh Sprint football team?
I honestly will say the offensive line, because week by week we've got better. Midway, like you said, we could have easily won. But outside of that, our O-line, we've had drastic changes. We made big plays. They gave me time when we needed time, and we got it done. Like you said, to Keon, another playmaker on the offense. I try not to single out specific players.
Yeah.
But as a group, our offensive line is definitely one of.
And remind me if I'm correct here, Ethan Kelly's playing center.
Yes, sir.
And that's always kind of a different dynamic between quarterback and center. I know you got your guards and tackles on the other side there, but the center, a lot of times, in situations you got to go under, whether you're doing shotgun, you got to be able to rely, especially as we've gone, as the game of football's changed a lot towards shotgun type offensive schemes. For you got to be able to rely that ball is going to be there so that you can keep your eyes downfield, focus on what you have to. Talk about that relationship you have with your center.
So, coming out of high school and college, I've never been under center. So, to build a relationship with Ethan and the rest of the O-line, it's been an experience, it's been a process, but they've trusted the process and it's starting to show. Like I said, this is my first year going under center, but in the first game we went under center, we threw up 41 points, something like that.
Yeah.
But I just try to build a good relationship with the O-line so they trust me, so they want to block for me, and that we can get the job done. And that's what we did Saturday.
TJ Downing here, joined by Kyrie Fox and Thad Van Arsdalen here at the Winking Lizard. Wednesdays at the Wink. Special shout out to our girl Denise, Chelsea, all of them here that get it done for us. Also some special partners on campus as well. Huntington Bank, Cleveland Clinic, Mercy Hospitals. Also the Bell Stores. If you haven't been up to the new Bell Stores up on the corner of Market and Easton, make sure you go over there and check that out. It's beautiful inside. Altman, also the Sam Center, serving area military in downtown Massillon. If you haven't had a chance to check in with them every first and third Friday of the month, giving back over 6,000 pounds of food to veteran families in need. So when you can, get behind our veterans, our military, and support the SAM Center. All right, guys, when we look forward to the matchup this week, what has practice been like after, I get it, you celebrate, coaches always say, you got tonight. This is your night, and then boom, it's back to work. Tell us about the tempo through practice here over the last couple days. Talk about the opponent, Kyrie, coming up, what that defense looks like, what that program looks like, and what you guys are expecting when you roll out here this weekend.
All right, I'm going to start off with the week in practice. Our week in practice this week has been really high intense, like I said. We're coming off a win, so everybody has some confidence. We've been getting things done, fast tempo, and there hasn't been too many mistakes. So we're moving in the right direction, driving downfield, making plays, defense making plays. And with Fontbonn's defense, I think we'll have a match, but they like to drop a decent amount into coverage. They drop, I think, 7 to 8 and maybe bring a linebacker, so a 3-man front. And 9 times out of 10, they bring a linebacker. So I think our O-line will be able to pick up the schemes that we've added for this week. And I think as a group, we'll just get the job done, come home with a win.
Thad, when I'm listening to Kyrie talk about that, the biggest thing that stuck out to me is, mistakes. When you're putting together a program in its first year, trying to get 11 guys, a lot of people who have never played the game of football don't realize, man, if you've played an individual sport in high school, it's all on you. But when you have to rely on 10 other dudes out there alongside you, whether it's special teams, whether it's offense, defense, trying to get everybody on the same page and eliminate mistakes is a really big key. What are some keys that you've seen as you've taken a look at Fontbonne and what you guys might see offensively from them this weekend?
Just like they like to mix it up a little bit, but just keying the short passes and just being able to stop the run. I mean, this league likes to run a lot, so that's a big key for us. It's just stopping the run. But like you said, it's big for us just to build trust with each other because, like you said, mistakes do happen with a new team, and right now we're just building the trust, and we are moving in the right direction. So it's good to see, and it's exciting. So.
Okay, so post 41-8 victory over Oakland City University, post Gatorade bath for Coach. You get in the locker room. What's that whole atmosphere like?
Oh, everyone's just pumped. Everyone's excited. Yep, it was good. Mm-hmm.
Little music going on,
a
little celebration.
Yep, of course, yeah.
I'm sure some dancing.
Oh, yeah, plenty of it.
A little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Well, hey, listen, man, I appreciate you guys stopping by, joining us today, kind of breaking down what happened last week, talking a little bit about the early part of the season that you guys were, one of the things that really stuck out to me, too, was Athletic Director Nate Cochran, the speech that he gave to you guys after that midway game, talking about, hey, listen, you guys were in this thing. You guys are here. This is a group that, you guys are going to be able to produce this year. And I think having that from your athletic director, that's been pretty nice for you too, right?
For sure. And I mean, he traveled to Army with us.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't see that like a lot either. Just he's made the whole trip down there, took his whole weekend away from his family and everything to come with us and support us. So that was really cool.
All right, guys. Well, listen, man, this weekend, get after it. Do your thing.
Will
Come
do.
back.
Yeah.
Victory number 2. Go 500 on the season, and then
That's
just
right.
roll from there, right?
That's right.
Absolutely.
All right, Kyrie Fox and Thad Van Arsdalen joining me, TJ Downing, here at Wednesdays at the Wink. We'll take a little break here. We'll come back, and we're going to talk to coaches. We're going to also talk to the MVP of the game the other day, Keon Hawkins Sims. Stay with us.
Power outages can happen at any time, without warning, and can leave your home powerless for days. Hilscher Clark has partnered with Generac to bring you the #1 selling home standby generator brand, engineered and built in the USA since 1959. With a home standby generator, your home will never lose power again. Generac generators activate automatically in the event of any power loss and restore power to your home within seconds. Don't leave your home unprotected. Trust only the best. Hilscher Clark's residential division are experts in their profession and go above and beyond to provide you with quality, efficient service at a fair price. Starting with the estimate, they keep you informed regarding status and completion of your projects. They also give you shorter arrival windows and send you email and text confirmations of your scheduled service appointment, as well as notifications when their electricians are on their way to your home. Hilscher Clark's Google reviews speak for themselves, with more than 270 reviews and 4.9 stars. And if you've just recently purchased an electric vehicle but don't want to rely on public chargers to keep your battery full, Hilscher Clark has all the juice you can handle for your home vehicle charging needs. Hilscher Clark is a certified Q Merit Solutions partner, making them market leaders in electrification and recommended by local dealerships. Visit them online at www.hilscher-clark.com. That's HILSCHER-CLARKE.com. Or stop down and see them at 519 4th Street Northwest in downtown Canton. Or contact Hilscher Clark today at 330-452-9806. That's 330-452-9806. Remember, it's your home, it's our family. Trust only the best. Hilscher Clark Electric Company.
McNeil & Sons Tree Service serves the greater Northeast Ohio area by keeping your property clear all year round. Do you have trees that have stretched too close to your home? A rotted tree that has to go? Or perhaps even storm damage? No job is too big or small for McNeil & Sons. We specialize in large tree removal, storm damage, stump grinding, land clearing, and more. McNeil & Sons Tree Service is fully licensed and insured, so contact us today at 330-606-1126 for all your tree care needs. Or visit us online at mcneiltree.com to schedule your free quote. The professionals at McNeil & Sons can inform you of your tree health and give you a risk assessment to keep your family protected. So call today, 330-606-1126. McNeil & Sons Tree Service, a company you can depend on with family you can trust.
At C.H. Vallis & Associates, we've been proudly serving the greater Stark County community for over 78 years. Locally owned, we cover your home, auto, business, and life insurance along with your group benefits. Our partnership with auto owners has allowed us to span not only Ohio, but throughout the entire country. Did you know that Auto Owners, an A++ rated company by AM Best and a Fortune 500 company, has ranked C.H. Vallis & Associates a top 10 insurance agency in the state of Ohio? From your basic home and auto needs to insuring some of the largest companies in America, there's a reason people choose C.H. Vallis & Associates and Auto Owners. Our dedication and passion for our clients and their coverage is part of our commitment to excellence. For all your insurance coverage needs, there's only one call to make, and that's C.H. Vallis & Associates, located at 1302 South Main Street in North Canton. Contact us at 330-494-2776 today and see the difference in customer satisfaction.
Welcome back into Wednesdays at the Wink here on campus with Walsh University. Guys, as I'm joined by head coach Lamar Stewart and our MVP from the game the other day, Keon Hawkins Sims. I had a chance to talk with Kyrie and Thad on the previous segment, and the feeling of getting that first victory in the inaugural season. To tell those guys and for you to kind of understand that, a long, long time from now, when this thing is still going on, to look back and say we were part of a group to do the first thing ever here. That's a special deal. That kind of goes down in history, and that kind of cements what you guys have started and where you want this thing to go. How special of a feeling was that to wrap that up on Saturday afternoon?
It felt great, honestly. We've been working for like past 3 weeks to a month, and we were just waiting to get that dub.
Yeah, Coach, after week one, that was a ball game that I'm sure you went back and looked at and said, this is one that we could have gotten. And I know that hunger and that taste was there. Like, listen, we're going to get this thing done. I really thought that the speech that Nate Cochran, athletic director, gave you guys afterwards, talking about how much respect and understanding he knows in this program and the abilities and the capabilities you guys have to be competitive. For you, when you went back and looked at that and said, we're kind of right on the cusp of things, right?
Yep, exactly. I mean, the past two, I thought that we could have got, but it's just like I told the team the beginning of practice last week, is that it's just the little things. It's the little details. It's the difference between winning and losses.
Yeah.
It's penalties and special teams and just drop balls and miss interceptions. Like, those are the little things that keep you from getting the dub. And that's what we corrected, and hopefully we keep going on.
You even talked about the second one, right, Quincy? That's a really good sprint football team, right? When you went back and kind of self-scouted yourself after those first two, what were some things that you really, when you talk about outside of the little things, some things that you implemented last week going into week 3 when you're getting ready to face Oakland City that you said, okay, we're going to tweak this here, we're going to tweak that there, and this ultimately led us to having an output of 41-8.
The biggest thing was our tempo in practice. Those previous 2 weeks we were kind of dragging. And, the players noticed it, the coaches noticed it, we all noticed it. And then that Monday, we just turned it up. We had a great week of practice, and that transition into the game, that was the biggest thing, is just our tempo and how we are in practice. Like, the biggest thing I preach is you practice how you play. You can't go through the motions in practice and be a star on Saturday. Like, it doesn't work like that. So you got to work hard during the week. You got to win the week. Once you win the week, you finish off with a win on the weekend. So that was the biggest thing, was us practicing hard and doing what we got to do. So.
And it's not the easiest thing to do, right, Keon? I mean, you got a lot on your plate. You got the course load. You got to take care of your body. You've got film study. You've got practice. Everybody always remembers Allen Iverson, right? It's practice, right? Practice is part of the deal. You got to do it. And if you can't learn how to practice great, then you can't really expect to be great on Saturday. When you look at your practice load and what you're kind of going through with your quarterbacks, having a chance to talk with Kyrie here a little bit ago, you guys, putting this thing together, the inaugural season, 11 guys. We know that there's no individuals out there on the football field. When you're trying to get 11 guys on the same page, an offensive line as a unit, but you being able to build chemistry with your quarterbacks. You've had a couple different guys throw you the football. What has really that relationship been like in practice, and the workload that you guys are able to put forth there that's allowing you to transition this thing over in onto Saturdays, and really the output that you had right there? Again, congratulations, my man. Midwest Sprint Football League Offensive Player of the Week. Your 4 receptions, 119 yards, 3 touchdowns. Again, that's a lot of great practice work, but that's a lot of work you're putting in there with those quarterbacks and those individual drills, right?
Yes, sir. It's mostly like soon as moving day, I met with all the teammates, found the quarterbacks, we made a group chat. We just get work done immediately. We hit the field. We was just building chemistry as soon as we touched campus.
Off and running, man. Tell me a little bit about your football history, man. What grade did you originally start playing football? What did your high school journey look like?
So I originally started playing football when I was small. Like, I was like, I'll say about like 9 years old, 10 years old. But I moved around a lot, I didn't play until my senior year in high school, because 9th grade, I was with my dad, and then moved around with my mom and my dad. So I couldn't really find a really home to play football. But my senior year, I locked in, start going to workouts and stuff, and then I had a good senior year, racked up enough film to get here.
Yeah. Yeah, when you first had a chance to sit down with Coach Stewart, what were those conversations like? I mean, did you instantly like? I know for somebody that's coming out of high school, there's always going to be options, right? You're going to kind of try and figure out what's best for you. When you sat down the first time with Coach Stewart, there was obviously something there that you're like, okay, this is the guy. This is where I want to be. I want to be a Cavalier. I want to come to Walsh University and be a part of what we're starting here.
We originally met at a Maryland camp. So I was at a Maryland camp. I was running routes. After we was running 7v7, and then after one of the routes, he came up to me. He gave me his card. And I was like, I got an offer one for you right on the spot.
And he was
went
burning everybody.
Yeah.
And he went up to my parents and stuff, talked to them, and then my mom and my dad they were just in my head saying that I think this is the better spot. And then he was saying I was going to play here, and I was already committed too. So I think this is the better option for me though.
Yeah, Coach, when you look at his wide receiver room that he's in, him and Jalen play off each other really well. When it comes down to calling plays and the design, and even I believe just talking with Thad earlier that the Midwest Sprint Football League, a lot of teams are heavy run. It's big towards the run. For you guys calling plays, knowing that you guys not only have him, but another guy on the other side and other different weapons, pop in Gager, some different guys that can do different things, bring a whole wide receiver room to the field. How does that look when do you guys script? Do you know what you're doing coming right into the ball game through the first 10 plays, or is it like, okay, we want to get the ball in this guy's hands first, get everybody focusing on him, and now we're going over to look at number 5.
Well, the biggest thing, like you just said, is that room is so talented. It's hard just to focus on one person.
Yeah.
And if you do focus on Keon, then Jalen's open, or Braylon's open, or Gage is open. Like, it's just a multiple offense, and as well as the running backs. Also our running backs is athletic. So when you got a 1-2 punch like that, it's hard to really lock down everything. You got to play a great game to stop us. So I think it helps us as coaches to have athletes around you. Because if you don't have the athletes, it's hard to call a game offense and defensively. So I think our athleticism everywhere helps us.
Yeah, it was interesting talking to Kyrie. He said, I've never really gone under center before, and I was an offensive lineman. I've had hands underneath my butt before, and it's just different. The game has gone to so much shotgun stuff, and even relying on Ethan to be able to put that thing in the window every time. Somebody who may not have played a whole lot of offensive line before in his day. Trying to figure that whole thing out. Shotgun snapping, it's an art. Pass protection, it's an art. To see how you're. Again, the quarterback room, you've had multiple different guys go out there, throw the rock, hand off, whatever it might be. How has it been for you to kind of see that room develop and come along with the entire offense, from receiver to running back to just the entire offensive line from left tackle to right tackle?
Well, the biggest thing is, like Keon said before, we had chemistry early. They gelled together. Those quarterbacks are more like brothers than they push each other. They compete, but they help each other.
It's got to make practices interesting. I'm sure there's high competition in practice.
Absolutely. But just
sure.
because you're competing, don't mean that you can't have a brother. You can't help each other. And the biggest thing is them understanding the offense. That's why we're able to play 3 guys at QB, because they all understand it. They all know the offense, and they all have chemistry. There's no hating on each other.
Yeah.
It's competition, but again, the biggest thing is the chemistry. With each other, we really here together, and they really get along with each other. So I think that's one of the biggest parts.
TJ Downing here on campus at Walsh University here at Washington Square. Wednesdays at the Wink. Make sure to stop out whenever you get a chance. A thriving area. Come over here, grab a great meal, great beverages, great people here at the Winking Lizard at Washington Square. Also want to thank a couple other special partners: Huntington Bank, Bell Stores, Altman, Cleveland Clinic, Mercy Hospitals, and also the Sam Center. Guys, when you talk about the chemistry and that team feeling. Coach, I know when I came up and dapped you up there after the game, man, you were still a little soaking wet there because you got that Gatorade bath. Following that, you get into the locker room, and I'm sure that had to be a special moment with you and your guys. Thad and Kyrie were telling me the music was going. There was some dancing. There was some celebrating. For you to be able to see that type of positive energy from your guys, celebrating, being able to enjoy and celebrate in their achievement, to be able to get that first victory for the program. That's got to be a pretty special feeling for you that you're probably never going to forget, right?
Absolutely. I mean, it's just, the biggest thing I was telling them is that's your hard work from when we first started. That's the feeling that you get. That's what we do all this for that one feeling. For that 3 hours to get that feeling. We prepared 5 days to get that one feeling, maybe an hour. And that's what it is. But again, like I always tell these guys, this is you. You're the first team. The record books is yours. This is your team. I'm just the tour guide. You know what I mean? So this is going to be your picture on the mantle with the record of the first Sprint football team ever. So nobody else can do that. Nobody else can replicate that. This is your legacy. This is your team. So, I preach that to them, and they taking it in stride. They taking it hard. They taking it serious. Like, yeah, coach, this is our team. This is our legacy. This is what we want to do. So, I support them in every way.
That's gotta give you chills thinking about that, right?
Yeah.
When you're the first ever to do something, they never forget you, right?
Yeah, we're in the history books.
That's right.
So when obviously coach gives you a couple hours, you get the night to enjoy in that moment on Saturday, and then it's back to work, right? It's all about Fontbonne. What do we need to know in a snapshot of what you guys are going to be going up against this weekend?
Just wait and see.
Yeah. I mean, they're a good team. They're 2-1. Got athletes on both sides of the ball. Got a quarterback, a big guy. You know what I mean? Got a good running game, two good running backs. So it's going to be a battle like every week with us. But, hopefully we get the nod.
Thad was telling me, man, he's like, I'm pick six hungry again, man. He goes, I got that taste on Saturday afternoon. He goes, I know they got a big quarterback. He goes, but I'm hungry for another one, man.
Yeah, hopefully. Hey, I hope he get 3 pick sixes.
No doubt about it, man. Well, hey, we'll be there riding alongside you guys, man. Stark Media always wishes you all the best. We're with you. For you guys, again, just to be able to share in some of the excitement with you on Saturday afternoon, knowing that, there's so much more to come. Again, just all the best to you guys. You guys get ready to take your trip and really, take this thing to the next level, man, raising the bar. And again, TJ Downing joined here at Winking Lizard Wednesday at the Wink with Coach Lamar Stewart, head coach Lamar Stewart, and also Keon Hawkins Sims, who is not only our Hilscher Clark Electric Player of the Game, but the Midwest Sprint Football League Offensive Player of the Week. So appreciate you guys joining us. We'll be back after this, Wednesdays at the Wink, here on campus with Walsh University. The Walsh Cavaliers Athletic Department member, get the mobile app and download it. Stay up to date on all things Walsh Athletics. My guy back here, my engineer, Kyle, the Cedarville champ. Check out the golf team. Check out everything that Christina Payon is doing. I want to give a special shout out to Greeny, newly appointed athletic director Nate Cochran. Everything that they're doing here for athletics at Walsh University is top notch, and it's geared towards promoting their student athletes, doing better, and you can see that in this early fall season. The programs are thriving. Make sure to get behind them. Download the mobile app wherever you get your apps. Walsh Athletics. Stay up to date with everything going on right back here on campus. We'll be back with more after this.
The Fraternal Order of Eagles number 190 in Massillon wants you. Stop down to the Massillon ARE at 303 Wyrick Boulevard Northwest. And like our over 1,800 members experience daily, your Eagles membership will give you access to great food and drink specials. Having a party? Host it in our banquet facility and seat up to 400 people. When you're coming through downtown Massillon, stop by the Eagles and sign up. And for a small fee, you'll have access and be a part of a fraternity that donates over $100,000 a year to local charities. The Fraternal Order of Eagles ARE number 190 in downtown Massillon. Stop by or call us today at 330-832-7385. The leader in quality drivetrain components, H&H Truck Parts, is a name you can trust. Located in Valley View, Ohio at 5500 South Cloverleaf Parkway, H&H can handle all your heavy-duty truck needs. Come in and exchange your transmission, differential, or power steering gearbox. But that's not all. H&H is equipped to handle all your parts needs. Permco pumps, Muncie PTOs, Neapco U-joints, Spicer yokes, new Eaton clutches, and more. Let the professionals at H&H Truck Parts handle your transmission or differential installation in one of their 6 service bays. Specializing in drivetrain repairs, stop by and have your drive shaft balanced, flywheel resurfaced, or your clutch installed alongside the best transmissions and differentials on the road. You know why they're the best? Because H&H is Ohio's largest purchaser of Eaton Fuller parts. Need a blower or a pump? H&H distributes Paragon and Permco brands. Names you can trust with your livelihood on the road. Call H&H Truck Parts today for the leader in heavy-duty truck parts and service. Call locally at 216-642-4540. Toll free at 800-601-4540 or check them out online at hhtruckparts.com. You came to Stark Media for the best? Well, now you got it. Check out Lindsay's Pizza on 2827 Whipple Avenue Northwest inside of the Hillsdale Shopping Center. The preferred post-game pizza of the Stark Media team is open until 11 p.m., and it has all the essentials for game day. Pizza, chicken, salads, and sandwiches are just a click away at lindsays.pizza.com. But you should trust the former Ohio State All-American and just call them right now at 330-477-3800. 477-3800. This is TJ Downing for Lindsay's Pizza, and I approve this message.
Welcome back into Wednesdays at the Wink here on campus with the Walsh Cavaliers, right across the street from Walsh University here at Washington Square at the Winking Lizard. Make sure to stop out and patronize them anytime you're looking for a great meal. Stop over to see our girl Chelsea. She's out here serving them up as the patio is popping right now. We got a beautiful afternoon here in North Canton, and I'm joined by my man Don Patterson. Don, tell me right now the energy after Saturday. And it's cool for me because I get to take a peek over from you guys when I'm up there calling the game. I look over and I see how much work you guys are putting into this thing, the inaugural season, to be able to celebrate in all the work that has taken place to this point, knowing there's a whole lot more work to be done, but to have that moment with your guys, knowing how much they've given to this program, that had been pretty exciting, right?
Yes, it was very exciting to break the ice. The first two games were a little close. Really thought this last game we were going to get it. We were actually up at the halftime, and they kind of pulled away from us. But I actually, at this half, I kind of felt it, and we went into the tent and talked to the guys at halftime and just kind of kept their composure. But it was good to get it off our back. The first week we played Midway, they didn't win a game at all last year.
Yeah.
It took them a year to get their victory.
And you guys had your shots in that one.
Yeah.
So I know you probably went back, and when you guys broke down the film, I know talking to Coach Lamar Stewart, it was like just the little things. You and I know enough about the game of football that, hell, it could be one bad step by your left tackle in the run game that costs you that not getting that first down. That ultimately is like, we probably could have won the game off that. So I'm sure you guys saw some things that knew that you're close to breaking the ice, but how bad you wanted that in week one, and even with Quincy, who's a pretty good sprint football team, to be able to be right there in that ball game. What did you really learn most about your guys through breaking down those two losses?
Just not finishing. We're a little light as far as personnel on the team. We actually, a few of our linemen actually go both ways a little bit. But we weren't finishing. And at our final game, with the last game, we actually were finishing plays. We were executing, and we were causing a lot of turnovers. Our defense really stepped up big time. I think we had like five or six interceptions. Our secondary played really well. We took one back for a touchdown. But just finishing, actually Thad, one of our guys, I talked to him. He actually played for Coach Clarkson at New Philly. He actually played with him here at Walsh. I'm like, you've been there the last couple of weeks. I think you're going to make a play today. And first drive, he gets a pick six. So,
nice. Yeah.
So it was like, it was good to see the guys, actually finish plays and get this. They were in position to do things, but they actually finished.
A lot of people don't know your history with this program, but you were part of the first ever Walsh Cavalier football team, right?
Yes.
And, our history going back to David Patterson, who was my captain of my senior year and one of the best defensive linemen I've ever had a chance to line up against. I kind of saw a little bit of David Patterson in number 51 on Saturday afternoon. Getting in the backfield, utilizing those hips, shaking guys down, living at the line of scrimmage, taking on double team blocks and not really phasing them at all. From having to play guys both ways. I believe Ethan Kelly has to do a little bit of it. Your center, he goes over on defense a little bit. Some other guys, really in the trenches. What people may not know about sprint football with the size limitations, right? So you've got guys down there in the trenches that are banging at around $175, $185.
Yes.
How impressive you've been with the way that group has stepped up?
They've really stepped up, probably more than any group, out of position group on the team. Just working hard both ways, and being there and for our guys to make plays. We have some big play guys. You spoke with Keon earlier. They can't do anything without the guys up front, and as well as Thad in the secondary. They can't do anything with the guys up front, and they've been working well. They've improved each week, and they were executing. Like you said, 51 was making plays. Each one of them has gotten better. We actually had a few guys step up that we moved in. We actually moved one of our DBs the DN, and he was stepping up and making plays. So that group is getting better every week, and they're the backbone of our team.
Yeah, so really, as I mentioned, being a part of not only this inaugural season, the first year ever for the Sprint football program, going back to your days as a Walsh Cavalier football player, tell everybody a little bit that may not know your football journey from playing ball in high school to playing here collegiately. You would have been that would have been NAIA that you played, right?
Yes.
And how this thing has all kind of developed for you into now giving back what you know and kind of doing that old Woody Hayes, paying it forward, right? Taking the knowledge that the game of football has given you and passing it on to these young men.
Yeah, it's been a lot. It's kind of good to see it all evolve. This wasn't here.
Yeah.
I mean, when I first went to Walsh, there was 2 dorms. Now it's a whole campus. We have this Washington Square across the street. I was part of it's called the Nucleus class. So there was a group of us that actually came in, and we shirted our first year. We didn't play, and then we actually played. There's probably less than 10 of us that actually stayed with the program all the way through. And Walsh was a leap of faith for me. I was a high school quarterback. There were some other opportunities for me to play DB and receiver, but I wanted to come here, and it was another leap of faith with them starting a new program. It was like a gamble for me, but I'm glad I stuck it out. I actually got the first victory at quarterback here for Walsh University, and I was here part of the Sprint program getting their first victory. I never would have thought it would evolve, come back around to this, but it's been a great journey. I've been in Stark County now for 30 years. I've coached at McKinley, been over at Massillon a little bit. I'm actually a Parks and Recreation Director, and I kind of do this part-time, but I love football. It was good to get my foot back into it. Plan on continuing doing it here at Walsh, where I started at, and it's been a home for me. I try to be here for the players. Most of the time when I talk to them, we don't even talk about football. I try to ask them how's things going on campus, how's school going and things like that. Just trying to avoid situations I got in and give them a better life here at Walsh and get to the ultimate goal of graduating and getting themselves out in the community and starting a career. So it's been a journey for me, and I want to be here and help some other student athletes go through the journey and succeed and get a degree.
Yeah, you know what it's all about, man. You did it, and to be able to pass that on, it's also pretty cool when you think back about all that football has given us. It's a skill set and a knowledge that we wouldn't have had if we didn't have those opportunities coming out of high school. And for me, it was like talking to Keon, said, how did this whole relationship with Coach Stewart build? He goes, I was just at a camp in Maryland, and Coach Stewart was there, and he saw me working these DBs. He goes, here's my card, stay in touch. There's a home for you here. There's a scholarship here for you. You said you took a leap of faith to come here. What did that all look like for you, man? Was it just a lot of prayer? Was it a lot of talking to family? Like, okay, maybe this wouldn't be the best choice for me. Maybe I need to go somewhere that's been a little bit more established with some of those opportunities at wide receiver or DB. I mean, ultimately, what came down to you making that decision, saying, I'm coming here to North Canton?
It took a lot of prayer, and honestly, it took my parents, my mom and my dad. They've always been very supportive in my life. My dad's been a coach. My mom's a cheerleader coach. And honestly, there was times that I wanted to leave Walsh, and they weren't having it.
Yeah.
They're big on if you start something, you finish it. And I started, and I wouldn't take anything away. I've come from a different background in high school. I got a whole different background here at Walsh, and it developed me as a person, and it helps me be the father, the coach, the parent, out here in today's world. So just family and sticking through and finishing what I started got me through. And like I said, I'm glad I stuck it out, and I'm here on campus to help out.
Appreciate it, man. I'll tell you what, I appreciate you joining me, man. I'm joined by a Walsh Cavalier legend right here, man. Got the first ever W at quarterback, and now he's giving back to these young men that have started this Walsh Sprint football program here on campus. Real quick before we wrap this thing up,
What is it that people may not understand about what the Midwest Sprint Football League is? If you can kind of give us a snapshot of that. I know talking to Thad, he said a lot of the teams that are a part of it, some are run heavy, but that brand of Midwest Sprint Football League overall, for people that don't know about it or know what it is, what can you really tell us that we would need to know? Some of the key points.
It is regular football. I mean, you're going to play your classic offense, classic defense, but it's a lot of skill involved. And even your lineman got to be skilled. I mean, you're not just a big guy pushing people over. You got to be able to get out in space. And then, a lot of the offense, they like to do spread offenses. They like to spread you out. We've actually included more of a traditional under center I formation, come at you.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what pulled the game away from us this past weekend. But it's highly skilled. You got to be versatile. Again, a lot of our guys play both ways. Even some of our skill guys. Some of our DBs come over and play receivers. Some of our receivers have transitioned over to DB, and we actually had some DBs move to defensive end. So you got to be versatile. I mean, it has a weight limit, and at that weight limit, you should be able to play any position and be able to step up because you can be used anywhere at any time. So to me, you got to be a very versatile athlete to play sprint football.
It was crazy hearing Kyrie tell me. He's like, man, he goes, I never went under center before. And then I saw you guys jump into that eye this weekend and really cause some problems from Oakland City, man. So really appreciate being able to be a part of what you guys are doing here, following along, checking out that journey, and seeing you guys get that first ever that historic victory in the inaugural season of the Walsh Sprint Football Program. Don, I appreciate you joining me, man. As always, much love, brother. And, continue just to do what you guys do. You guys have the opportunity this weekend to not only take Fontbonne to 500, but elevate your guys' self to 500 on the football season. I know you guys got a lot of great things ahead for you, so appreciate you, my man.
Yeah, appreciate you too. Thanks for coming out and following us, getting us out here. Sprint is new to everyone, so
yep.
We'll be recruiting here in the area soon here, and we want a lot of these local guys. There's great football in Ohio. Some of our coaches are from out of state.
Yep.
And I've been telling them,
it's different here.
Yeah, it's different, and we got good football here. So we will be out recruiting guys in Stark and Summit and Cuyahoga County and get some more athletes on campus.
You heard it, man. I've been saying it for years. It's a brand of football that I'll put up against anybody in the country, any day, any time. So appreciate Coach Don Patterson joining us. Appreciate the players that have joined us today. Make sure you come out here and check out the Winking Lizard at Washington Square. Again, patronize all the partners, Huntington Bank, also Bell Stores right up here on the corner of Market and Easton, Altman, Cleveland Clinic, Mercy Hospital, and when you can, give back to our good friends over at the Sam Center. All right, that's going to wrap it up for us here today. We'll be back next Wednesday right here again with our friends at Walsh University, the Walsh Cavaliers, here at Wednesdays at the Wink. Have a great rest of your weekend, everyone. Enjoy football, high school football, college football, sprint football, whatever it may be. Enjoy your sports. Do it responsibly, and we'll see you back again next week. Cackley Insurance is a locally owned home, auto, and life insurance specialist. Located in Cuyahoga Falls at 619 Portage Trail, Cackley Insurance puts their clients first, and as an independent agent, they are proud to serve their community. As a proud supporter of high school athletics in the community, give Cackley Insurance a call today at 330-929-6006 or visit them online at cackleyinsurance.com. That's KACKLEY insurance.com. And thank you for your support of Stark Media and high school athletics around the area.